Ladles and Jelly Spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. This is another one of the infamous Airfix starter kits, and this is what we're going to build today. So, let's get on with it. Yes, so, as I said, this is one of the starter kits. This is something, couple of reasons I'm building this. One, because I found these in Aldi, and I've not seen these ones before. This is the DUKW, the duck, the famous duck that was used to great success in World War II and various other conflicts. Yeah, I've never seen this one before, but as with all things, there is a story here. So some of you may remember, I've mentioned him before, my mate Woody, who I was in the army with. We were talking on Remembrance Day, and he watches my videos and he builds models with his kids. And he said, this is all well and good, you building these starter kits. He said, but what do you do when you don't have all the stuff? And I know this is something we've talked about before, but we're going to go over it again. Because he made a fair point that when your kid gets a model for Christmas, they want to build it now, on Christmas Day. And the problem is, what do you do when you haven't got anything to build it with? I mean, you've got the stuff in the box. We'll look at that in a minute. But when you haven't got clippers or files or you know, sandpaper or anything like that, what do you do? And he did mention actually building models using a pair of scissors, which is not ideal, you'll all agree. So I thought what I would do is we'll have a look at this, and also we'll use the opportunity to see what we can do to remedy that. So I'm kind of a little bit dubious about this, to be honest, because if we look at the back here, hopefully you can see that, it says Model Design and Tooling 1966. This thing is older than I am. Decal Schemes 2024, Pack Design 2025. So they've done it again, taken an old kit and put it in a new box. Thanks, Airfix. Anyway, let's have a look and see what it's like. Now, I was going to use a knife to open the packet, but we can't do that because we're not allowed to use any tools. So we'll just, a bit of brute force and ignorance. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Right. Oh. That's everything. So there's our paints and things. We'll open that in a minute somehow, God knows how. There's the actual kit, and here are let's have a quick look at the instructions. Oh, there you go, decals. Let's see now. The DUKW, popularly pronounced duck, was designed and produced in the USA during World War II and was basically an amphibious body fitted to the chassis of a 2.5-ton GMC 6x6 truck. First used by the British Army during the invasion of Sicily, when 230 were allocated to the RASC for ferrying stores and equipment, ducks also participated in the landings at Anzio and Salerno. During the Normandy invasion, the type was used in great numbers by the US and British armies, and the vehicle featured in this kit is one that was employed at Arromanch, bringing stores from ships anchored within the Mulberry Harbour and transported to dumps inland. Fully loaded, the duck could carry 25 troops, 5,000 pounds of cargo, and for defence, a 50 calibre machine gun could be fitted. There you go. Right. So yes, gift set, you see. It doesn't look very complicated. Is that it? Oh no, there's a so yeah, it's like throw everything together. It looks like the plans have been reprinted from the original model as well. Okay. Right, we'll put that to one side. Let's have a look at the actual model. If we can get it out of the bag. Might have to... I use my teeth. What few teeth I've got left that still work. Right. Oh, let's have a look. How awful is this? you know what? At first glance, and I always say this, it doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. Oh, nearly lost a bit already. There is a lot of flashing, which I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about, but we'll have a look at something in a minute. Yeah, there is a lot of flashing. And annoyingly, there's a lot of flashing inside the wheels, which is going to be hilarious. Okay, there's big chunks like this, but they're on the bottom, so maybe we might be able to get away with it. But we'll see. Oh, there's some glass in there as well. That's the windscreen. Okay, right. And then we've got our brush and our paints. So this is going to be one of the big issues here, is this brush. These are actually decent brushes, but they're not really good for painting large surfaces. So, but we've got something that might help with that. Oh, God, Bennett, it's like a bin bag. It's so thick, the plastic. Oh, right. Let's get rid of that. So we've got our various paints. And then we've got a little tube of glue. Right, okay. Now, this is where we talk about ways that you can make your life easier. So, when I bought this, I had this in mind. And so I made a couple of other stops on the way home. And I stopped in 3 different stores. And I made 3 purchases, which are hopefully going to help us. So firstly, I went into the range and I bought these paintbrushes. This is a set of 7 brushes, and there's a couple of flats, there's a filbert and some points. And this was £1.89. This is going to make life much easier. To do these like big surfaces, these are going to help. I don't know how good they're going to be, but it says perfect for watercolors, oils and acrylics. Ideal for novices, students and professionals. Okay. Yeah. So I also went into the works and I bought this set. So this is Crawford and Black. This is their, I don't know if this is their brand or something, but this is another set of brushes. Varied sizes. Does it say what we've got? 1 fan, 2 deerfoot, 1 mop, 1 feather, 2 filberts, 1 angle and 1 round. So there's that's a better selection. You know, again, whether they're going to be any good or not, I don't know. And the other thing I did is I went into the pound shop and I bought this. So this is a manicure set. Let's take it out of the box. Oh God, if I can even get it out of the box. Get out, come on. There we go. Right. So this is nice because it comes in a little box. I didn't even realise what the box was, but there you go, little camouflage box. But what you've got in here is a pair of scissors for cutting out your decals, 2 pairs of nail clippers, a pair of tweezers, a little stick thing, whatever that's for, and a nail file. So there you go. That should be everything we need. So these are what we're going to use to put this thing together. So before we do anything else, I will say, if you have bought one of these models for your kids or your grandkids or whatever, or you think that someone in your family may have done so, get this stuff. You don't have to get this exact stuff, but you know, you don't need to go out and spend hundreds of pounds on tools. But literally for, well, with all of this stuff, this came out to about £6-7. And you don't even need both sets of brushes. I mean, with this set of brushes and this set, I mean, that's less than £3. And it's going to make your life so much easier on Christmas Day. So we are going to use these. We're going to try and make a start just using the brush. But we're going to use this stuff because I'm not using kitchen scissors. So, Woody, are you paying attention? Because this is for your benefit, you bloody nuisance. All right, let's make a start. Right, first things first. Let's see how good these clippers are. They actually, the funny thing is, the shape of them, they actually fit around this pretty well. I mean, look, that actually works quite well. Is it going to cut? Oh, all the pressure. It's not cutting. Right, maybe we nibble at it. Oh, good grief, these things wouldn't cut wind. That is quite a chonk. We might just have to break this bit off. Oh no, there we go. We'll do it like, there we go. That's got it. Little bit of brute force and ignorance. Right, well that's not terrible. That worked quite well. Let's try the nail file, see what that's like. Oh, that works all right. Marvellous. Off to a roaring start here. Right, okay. Let's have a look at the instructions, see what we're actually supposed to be doing here. I love how step one is basically assemble everything, and then step two is assemble everything else. Oh dear. All right, let's see what we've got. I don't know what we're going to do with the glue. I think what we might do is squeeze the glue out onto a bit of paper or something, and maybe use a cocktail stick or something. But let's see what we need to do here. Yeah, I must admit, I'm quietly impressed with these nail clippers. Right, we need that and that. We need this. And we need to cut that off of there. There we go. And we need this, the front deck thing. Oh, go on, get off. There we go. And we need this bit. Oh, blimey. I'll tell you what, let me get all these bits cut off. Because we're going to be here all day otherwise. Oh, get off. There we go. And this. It does say to put the driver in as well, but I think we'll leave him till the end. Right, I think that's everything. Let me clean up these bits with a file, and then we'll try and put something together. What could possibly go wrong? Right, I have just cleaned up these bits. I didn't go mad with it. I just got like the worst of it off. We'll see how it goes. So we'll try and put this together now. So I've got a little bit of cardboard here, and I'm just going to squeeze some of this glue out onto the card. because I just worry otherwise it's going to go absolutely everywhere. And I have a cocktail stick. So what we need to do is, I'm just thinking it might be better to put the sides on first actually. That goes on like that. So what I'm going to try and do is kind of work my way round like I would normally. So I'll put some glue on the front here, and this might take a while because obviously I don't have any clamps or anything. Right, we'll just spread that around like that, and we'll pop that on there like that, and we'll just hold it for a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I just want this to bite. That's the most important thing. Okay, I think that's got that. It only took a few seconds. I think if we're careful with it, we'll be all right. Famous last words. Right, let's try and get some glue down the rest of this now. Should we be brave and try and do it straight out the tube? Just for a laugh. So, oh god, it's all gone everywhere already. This don't do it this way. This was a really bad idea. If you just squeeze the tube really gently, it actually comes out relatively okay. I've got a big blob of it there, look, good grief. Right, that goes like that. And that goes like that. That actually hasn't gone together too bad. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Right, again, I'll just hold this for a minute just to let it set up. Right, that's one side on. Let's see if we can get this side on as well. I'm just wondering whether to just try, should we just go for it? Let's just, oh, the glue's dried in the tube already. Come on. This is the trouble with this stuff. You leave the lid off for a second and it just... There we go. I'll put some along there. And some along here. And by the time we got to the back, the front will have dried. Come on, out you come. I'm just terrified of squeezing this tube too hard and having it all just splurge out everywhere. Right. There we go. That goes on there like that. That goes like that. Right. You go like that. You go like that. And then we try and hold everything at once. Well, I think we've been moderately successful so far. I really wish I'd have put the lid back on that tube of glue before I started holding this, but it's too late now. Right, now is this where we find out that this bit was supposed to go underneath there? Because I think it probably was. Or does it sit on the top? Does that? Oh, I think that sits on the top, doesn't it? Like that somehow? Right, I think we need to put this bit in first. I'm not sure. Right, that goes like that. And that goes like that. Yeah, that seems to work. Right, okay, what we'll do then is we'll pop the seats in and the steering wheel. And for that we will use our handy tweezers. Right, this should be good for a laugh. In fact, that could be the tagline for this video. This should be good for a laugh. Oh, that's a huge blob of glue. Glue bomb. Where's the steering wheel gone? There it is. Oh, God, these tweezers are awful. Right, you go in there like that. Ah, that doesn't look too bad. Right, I should have put the seat in before I put the steering wheel in, shouldn't I? Glue there, and oh, that's way too much. Seat. You go in there like that. And you go on there like that. That went remarkably well. Look at that. Right. So let's put that to one side for a second. We can glue this on. Oh, God. Come on, glue. Out you come. I'll say one thing for this. At least the glue doesn't drip everywhere. Sometimes you get these things and the glue just goes everywhere. I'm actually having more trouble getting it out than anything else. I'm just terrified of squeezing the tube too hard and having it just going everywhere. Come on. Come on, there we go. Come on. That's it. All right, and then we pop this on here. Try not to stick my fingers to it. Get in there. Well, it kind of fits. Kind of, but almost, but not quite. Oh. Right. That's kind of on-ish, after a fashion. Now let's just dry fit these couple of bits. That goes in there like that, and then this goes on the back somehow. Does that just... oh, there's the big lump of flashing on there that I've missed. Oh, good grief. Get off. Right, as I was saying, that bit goes kind of ish like that, apparently. Okay. Right, I'm actually just wondering whether it'd be easier to paint these bits before I put them in. might be easier. Let me have a little think about it. I just figured actually I might as well put these wheel cover things on as well while I'm at it. That goes on that side. That goes that side. And that nearly fits on there. Marvellous. Right. We're going in. Oh. Come on, glue. Come on. Oh. I'll just put a few strategic drops of glue. Like that. And then we'll pop this in. Oh, look at that. Looks like it grew there. Perfect. Haha. Wonderful stuff. And we'll do the same at the front here. And we'll pop that in there. That's not sitting quite as nice as the other one, but oh, eek. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. That's better. Glue all over it already. It's that authentic experience of getting glue on everything. Right. And then that goes in there. Go in there, thank you. Like that. And we do the same at the front here. Marvellous. Look at that. Right. Yes, let's let this sit for a minute and dry. And then we'll go on from there. Oh, big thumbprint on it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Right, I think while that's drying, I'm going to paint the inside of this. Let's see what this is like. I just gave it a good shake, but I think it's going to need a stir. So I'm just going to use a cocktail stick. If you haven't got cocktail sticks in your house, I don't know what to tell you. Use a lolly stick or something, I don't know. But there is a big blob of stuff in the bottom of here. So I'm going to try and stir it a little bit to break that up. And then we'll give it another good shake. And then hopefully that will get it mixed up a little bit. Because trying to paint this on without primer is going to be hilarious. Right. That looks a little bit better. Okay, let's try the Humbrol brush first, the one that came with it, and see what that's like. Oh, it's actually not going on that badly, actually. Quite surprised. Yeah, I definitely think this is a good idea to do this bit first. It's going to be messy painting this, but it's fine. I'm going to put some on the steering wheel here, basically to almost use that like as a primer, because I'm going to do the steering wheel black. And I think that this will help. This brush is, so like I say, these are nice brushes, but they're just not suited for this. The size of those ejector pin marks in there. Oh dear. Yeah, this is going to take forever. Let's try something else. Let's try one of our brushes from the range. I think we want this one. So this is Art Studio branded. It's number 6. Might be a bit big, but stop laughing at the back. We'll see how it goes. It definitely covers a lot better. Of course, it helps that they've molded this in a suitable green, because it will make life way easier getting this all covered. But in fact, this green plastic is actually a very good colour match for the paint. All right, let's try inside the back here. Actually going on quite well. I'm pleasantly surprised, considering there's no primer on it. I think a combination of the paint and the fact that we've got plastic that is a suitable colour is actually working very well to our advantage here. We're going to get a lot of brush marks in it, but that's all right. It's actually going on very nicely. I am pleasantly surprised. Right, let's get around the outside of it. We only need to paint the top half because the bottom half is hidden. I hope this is all in focus and everything for you. I'm trying my best to keep this all under the camera, but all right, I'll just go around the top there. And finally, the back. Oh. Well, I think that went remarkably well, all things considered. Very good. Yeah, these brushes are actually quite good for what little I've used of it. It's a good start. Right, so we'll just let everything dry for a minute and then we'll go on from there. Right, I just realised while I was waiting there was some bits that needed to go on the front here. So I'm just cleaning those up. I'm going to put those on. They all need to be the same colour anyway. I'm just trying to clean this hole out a little bit because frankly it's half closed up with flashing, and also this bit shouldn't be that shape, but you know, I'm not going to try and straighten it because it will just snap if I do that, so it can go on like that. Right, that actually fits after a fashion. Then there's this bit. This bit here is like an upright for the machine gun scarf ring. I had to do quite a lot of sanding on the bottom here to make it actually fit, but it does now go in, so that's fine. Then there's this bit which has got a huge ejector pin mark on the back, so we'll just try and get rid of the worst of that and then give it a little go with the file. At least it's a nice flat bit, so it's easy to sand. Yeah, that'll do. And it goes with that cutout bit to the front. Let's see if that actually goes on. That actually goes on all right, that's fine. We've also got the lights to put on. The lights had, where are the lights? They're on there. The lights here had a lot of flashing on them, but they're actually quite secure on the frame, so it was easy to sand them on the frame, and I'll cut those off in a minute and put those on as well. But I'll get these bits put on. I also did the scarf ring that had a fair bit of flashing on the underside of it. One of the things I found getting into this inside edge is using the this like hook bit on the front of the file. It actually works quite well as a scraper to get into those kind of areas. I mean, it doesn't really matter because that doesn't fit anything, so if you leave a bit of flashing on there it won't hurt it. But yeah, I'll get those bits glued on, and then I think we'll be ready for a bit more assembly. I'm also going to throw some paint on this part here. This goes in behind the seats here, but what I want to do before I put this in, I want to paint it because it'll be impossible to paint once it's in there. And I also want to paint the seats and the steering wheel black. So we've got a little pot of black here, so I'll throw some black paint on those, and then we'll I'll put all these bits in. I think it's going to be a good idea to try and figure out like this and this all together, because like there's 3 little holes on here, and I again, it's going to be a lot of like filling and sanding, or not filling because we ain't got any filler, but a lot of sanding to get those to actually fit in those holes, because as you can see there's still flashing and that on it. So yeah, I mean, in all honesty, you could probably just kind of like perch it on like that and it would probably work, if you don't want to sand it too much, but it shouldn't take long. See, that one actually fits. This one definitely does not. But I want to make sure when I get this together that it's located for that one, for this. So yeah. Oh, or just, you know, drop it on the floor, either way. Actually landed on the chair. So yes, we are making progress. So yeah, I'll throw some paint at these bits and then we'll start putting it together. Right, I'm just going to try this black paint out on these seats. This did not require nearly as much shaking and mixing as the green did. It's also not covering as nearly as well. mean, honestly, I would say you could probably get away with painting these seats green. I don't know what colour they would be on the actual thing. They probably are green, but this doesn't want to cover very well. It's kind of beading up, but that's all right. We'll just give it a couple of coats. Do that steering wheel. I'm not going to try and get him behind the back of the steering wheel. There's no point. You can't see it. I'll just go over these a couple of times. They'll be all right. I think the only other bits that need to be done black are the tyres. Yeah, that looks right, doesn't it? So it's not covering terribly well, but it's not that bad. I say, all we got to do is let that dry for a few minutes and then give it another coat. It'll be fine. Right. So we're going to try and get this in now. That goes like that. We should just be able to get away with just gluing it at the back, actually. One of the things that concerns me slightly is whether this ring is going to fit, because I think it's supposed to, like this this piece here, I think is supposed to go up against these here, and the seats are not in the right place. I put the seats on where they're supposed to go, but it looks like they should be a little bit further forwards. But we will see what happens. It'll either work or it won't. Worst case, we can kind of bend this back a little bit and make it fit that way. But let's get a little bit of glue on here. And what we'll do is we'll just run a little bit down the side here. And this is going to be a bit that we're definitely going to have to hold in place, because it wants to spring up at the back. Right, let's pop that in like that, slide it forwards, and then just hold that down for a minute. It's really annoying not being able to use clamps. Oh dear, it's fine. This is actually going together surprisingly well. I mean, considering this kit is basically older than I am, it's actually going together very well. Right, so I've just been dry fitting this together, and I think it's going to fit. We'll see. Oh, easy. Come on. There we go. I'll just stick that on there. Like that. And then we've got to try and get this in here, which is going to be absolutely hilarious. So let's see if this works. Right. Oh, let's get a bit of glue on the top of there. And then what we'll try and do is do that. Oh, I'm gonna have to hold it for a minute. But yes, that's got that on there. Oh dear. Bit of brute force and ignorance, but you know. I think we need to make a start on the undercarriage, but I need to clean all those pieces. So I'll clean all that up and then we'll make a start on the underneath. Right, so I've just been cleaning up the bits for the underside. And I think the one thing that's going to really give us some issues here are the wheels. Because if you look at the inside of these wheels here, they've got a lot of flashing. And I'm not quite sure how to get it out. Normally I'd use a knife or something, but obviously I can't in this case. But I'm going to try using this and see if I can just kind of... Oh, that's actually working relatively well. I'll just use a bit of brute force and ignorance. Oh, that actually worked quite well. Way better than I thought it was going to be honest. Let's try one of these ones. Yeah, that's not too bad. See, the funny thing is that this, the edges haven't been finished very well. So there's a bit of an edge to it. So you can actually use it almost as a very crude kind of blade. And obviously this is very, very thin plastic. So it's not difficult to get rid of. But yeah, I think this is going to work just fine. So I'll go around the outside as well. Get rid of these fluffy bits. Like that. So yeah, I'll get on and do the rest of these wheels. And then I think we can start putting the underside of it together. Right, I'm going to paint these wheels still on the frame, which is something that normally I would not do, but I think in this case it will make life a lot easier. So I'll just paint the wheels. And then because we're not going to be able to paint these tyres once they're on the vehicle, so it'll be easier to do it now. And there's only there'll only be a little bit at the bottom we can touch up if we need to. But I'll get all these done, and then I think once they're dry we can start putting the undercarriage together. Although I am wondering whether to paint the underside of it first, and then put these on afterwards. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to have a think about it. But I'll get these done and we'll go on from there. Right, while those wheels are drying, I'm going to throw a coat of paint on the main hull. Might as well get a start on that. I'll do the underside as well, but mainly it's to get the top done. Because once this is dry, we can start thinking about putting decals and things on as well, which we'll have to do at some point. So at least the nice thing with this is it's fairly flat, so it's not too difficult to paint. But let me get some paint on this, and by then the wheels should be dry, and then we can think about assembling the underside. Right, I just thought while I got this silvery grey colour out, I was doing the props and everything, and I thought, do you know what I might do? I might just push the boat out a bit, if you'll pardon the expression, and do the shovel and the axe as well. just because I can. I also gave the machine gun a light dry brush as well. But there you go. Just, it adds a little bit of interest, a little bit of colour to it, you know. But we'll let those bits dry, and then I think we can start putting the undercarriage together. Right, let's get these wheels together if we can. So I'm just going to put a little drop of glue inside the wheel. Only wants a little tiny bit, it doesn't need a lot. And then pop that in like that, you see. Oh, way too much. This goes on the back here. Like that. Wonderful stuff. Right, let's put these other wheels on the axles. And what we want to do is make sure that the bits we've cut are facing upwards, because then you won't be able to see them underneath the vehicle, and it means we don't have to retouch all the paint. Right, that goes like that, and then this goes on the underside here, and this is where we find out that nothing fits anymore. Oh no, that way. Right. And then this goes on here. Like that. There we go. Right. There's a couple more little bits I need to put on. The winch and whatnot. I'll do all that, and then we'll put the decals on. Right. It is time for some decals. And this is going to be hilarious, because we're going to use these scissors out of that nail set, and they look bloody awful. I don't know if they're meant to be like those curved cuticle scissors, or whether these are just bent. I don't know. But we'll put some decals on and see what happens. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting the star on. I don't think I'm going to put all of them on camera. I'll put that one on, and then I'll put the rest on off camera, because otherwise we'll be here all day. But oh, they cut. That's something. Oh dear. They don't cut very well, but they do cut after a fashion. Right. Let's just trim around there a little bit. Okay, so I've got my little wax burner over there. I'm sure no one will consider that cheating. I'm sure you've all got access to some form of hot water. Right. Let's see how this goes. Because obviously normally at this point I'd be breaking out the Mr. Mark setter and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, well, not today. So let's see how well this works. Although there is something actually in this kit that might help. There's this little thing here, whatever this is, that might work to maneuver things around. We'll give it a go. Let's pop that there. Oh, that one went on quite well, and has immediately welded itself in place. Okay. That's something that just happened. Oh dear. I actually wanted to move that, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Right, let's get this brush wet and see if we can use that to, or have I just stuck it down even more? I might have just stuck it down even more. Oh no, I think we can get, right, let's see if we can move this. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on, turn. Right, now, I could use a cotton bud. I'm sure most of you got cotton buds in your house, but we'll use a little bit of kitchen paper instead. There you go. What's wrong with that? How silvered that is already. But there you go. Right, let me get the rest of these decals on, and then we've got a couple of final touches, and then we'll be done. So I was just going to put the glass. I've literally sat here for about 10 minutes trying to put these headlight glasses in. And honestly, unless you're a real stickler, I wouldn't bother. They are awful. They really do not want to fit. I'm just trying to open the holes up a little bit with this to see if that helps, but I don't think it will. They're just absolutely tiny little things, and they don't want to go in. I think honestly it would make more sense to just put a blob of glue on there and call it quits, because that does not want to go. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to take the glue bottle and I'm just going to go like this, and this might work or it might not. There we go. That's close enough. Right, now we've got to get this on, which is going to be fun. I think what we'll do is we'll just put a little drop of glue there. That's probably way too much. And we'll put a little drop there. And we'll put a little drop at the back there. And a little drop there. And then we will try and get this windscreen into place. Where are my amazing tweezers? Actually, these tweezers work really well. They are not good tweezers, but they are tweezers. There we go. That went way, way better than expected. I think that was more luck than judgment. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could, you know, paint around that, but I'm not going to. I think we've got the idea now. So the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to paint this top canopy and put that on, and then I think we can call this quits. And here is our finished article. I have to say, I know I always say this, I'm pleased with how this came out, but in this case, I am genuinely very pleased with how this came out. I think we've shown that you can take what is not the greatest kit in the world, although, to be fair to it, not nearly as bad as I expected. And we've got a fairly decent result. And, you know, this just goes to show that with very, very minimal tools, you can build one of these starter kits. So all I would say is, if you are buying one of these for your kids or for your grandkids, or if you know that someone is buying them for your kids, take a minute, go to wherever, the range, the pound shop, the works, whatever, and just get these couple of little bits, because it will make life so much easier. And you won't have to cut things with kitchen scissors. So there you go. Woody, I hope that's answered your question. And if it hasn't, well, you know, stop being such a bloody nuisance. But yes, hopefully that's helped some of you. I know it was a funny little one, but I thought it would be a nice little pre-Christmas special. I was going to do this as the Christmas special, and I thought if I put this up on Christmas Day, it's going to be too late. So I wanted to put it up before Christmas, so you'd have time to, you know, hopefully do something about it. But there you go. And it's also the stuff that you get here will be good for the kids for other crafting things if they want to build more models. Obviously stuff like brushes and that, you only have to buy once. So the next time, you know, next time they get a kit, they've already got the stuff ready to go. So there you go. If nothing else, I hope it gave you a laugh. But as ever, I would like to thank my top tier patrons, Howard, Amy, Chris and Y Clive O, for their continued support. And if I don't talk to you before, have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.